Good morning and welcome to the Keriba Building and Construction Program Indigenous Business Spotlight. But let me first start by acknowledging the traditional owners upon the land in which we are virtually meeting on today. My name is Julianne Lambourne and I am on Gimoy Wallaburri Yidinji country in Cairns. We pay respects to their people, families, elders and community, but we also acknowledge all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are listening into our Indigenous Business Spotlight today. The Keriba Building and Construction Program is powered by tagaimc management consultants and supported by Construction Skills Queensland. The Keriba Building and Construction Program provides support to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses within the building and construction industry in Far North Queensland and North Queensland. Over the course of the program, the importance is putting a spotlight on our deadly Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses in the building and construction industries within Far North Queensland and North Queensland, and the incredible work that they are doing in the industry. So today, we're really excited to welcome Michael Prien from Townsville CBD Electrical. So welcome, Michael.
Thanks, Julianne. Good to be on here.
Yeah, we're very, very excited to have a yarn with you today to see what you guys are doing down there and the incredible work that we hear about. But first, tell us about yourself. Who are your mob? Where are you from?
So I'm at Townsville. I grew up in Townsville. My mob's from Bowen, the Juru people down in that region around sort of Bowen, just south of Bowen up to the Burdekin River there, just before Ayr, so home hillside.
Deadly. And how are you coping at the moment? Because I know that we're going through a heat wave at the moment, and I know that Townsville's being hit pretty hard.
She's been a pretty tough week up here. Not too bad for me in the office, but a lot of the guys, have been pretty steamy out there. So taking it easy and plenty of water and try and get through this week. And sounds like it's going to be all over Sunday-ish, hopefully. So
that'll be good. Yeah, as you can imagine, we're already hot up here, and then add the humidity as well. So
definitely.
But anyway, it is hot, but we also just pay homage to the people in Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast and up that way, and also down in New South Wales who have suffered, in the terrible rain and the floods, and just wish them well, with what's happening down there.
Definitely.
Yeah, but let's talk about you. I'm really excited to hear about your business and the work that you're doing around the area. So, Townsville CBD is your business. What sort of services do you do?
So we not obviously, but we are an electrical contractor working out of Townsville. We do most of your electrical work from commercial projects to service maintenance contracts, reactive breakdown stuff. Fairly standard run-of-the-mill stuff like most other electricians, I suppose, in the region. So,
And what do you think sets you apart? Because I know that we do hear really positive things about your business. What do you think actually sets you apart within the industry?
It's a tough question. Originally, I started my business as I didn't see many Murray fellas or girls out there that were sparkies actually on the ground. So, sort of instilled a passion into me to want to start a business and train up some young Indigenous youth or mature age guys to become electricians and role models, hopefully, in our community here. So that's a path I've gone down, and we've got four. What I've got at the moment, I've got 3 apprentices at the moment.
Deadly. That's really deadly, because we don't have many Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander electricians in the business. We have a few, but it is one of those skill shortage areas for our First Nations brothers and sisters. So congratulations for sharing that within your spirit as well, for rising up our community and things like that.
Tough job.
Tough job. It is a tough job, absolutely. Yeah. But, one thing about us as First Nations people and First Nations businesses is we always want to see the best for our mob, and bring them on the journey. Yeah. And tell us about a couple of, some projects that you've worked on. Do you do a cross mix of government work and contract work, and that sort of thing?
Yeah, a lot of our work's private sector, to be honest. We do some stuff for local government. We do stuff for state government, and we've got a maintenance contract with federal government. So that takes us up into the Torres Straits and Mount Isa and Cairns and Mackay and Brisbane and Rocky.
Deadly.
Some projects. What have we done? We've done a fair few school buildings.
Oh, yes.
Through Gladstone. Done some commercial projects in Moranbah, Townsville. Where else are we working? Recent project was we did the Adani mine camp.
Oh, yes.
Extension out there. So about a 200-man camp extension. So we don't have a project at the moment, unfortunately. So
no.
Our guys are flat out. So
yeah,
I'm not sure if we could even really take one on at the moment. So we've got sort of 9 staff and running pretty hard at the moment. So
yeah, that's really deadly to hear, and it's really deadly to hear how agile you are as a business. You can go wherever the contracts are and deploy and get the works done, which is really deadly. So, and building your business up from scratch, now having 9 staff and things like that, it's a tribute to your hard work.
Yeah, and the young fellas get to check out the country all over Queensland. So they, I think they enjoy that. A couple of young Murray fellas getting out and about and seeing different parts of the state and having those good connections within the communities we sort of work in and making new friends and contractors. It's it's good.
No, that's deadly. For all of those listening today to the Indigenous Business Spotlight, we're talking to Michael Prien from Townsville CBD Electrical. Michael, what are 3 things that you'd like our listeners to take away about your business?
3 things.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that.
It's actually really hard. One of the biggest things we find with mob and with business is selling our business, is like, talking about our business. It is a difficult thing.
Yeah, it's something I struggle with a little bit, to be honest.
Yes.
Praising ourselves up and being the front of some magazines. We've won a few awards and stuff, but I still get a little bit shame, and I'm not about that recognition there to say, but I'm just trying to create a pathway for young Murray fellas to be role models in our town, where we're having a few dramas at the moment. So any support. We don't get a lot of support, unfortunately, at times with Indigenous corporations. So whether it's your medical centres or your housing mobs, it'd be great to see those guys try and come on board and support what we do. What else are we doing? What can I take away? Yeah, well, I suppose the key is I'm just trying to create more opportunities. So there's more opportunities for me to engage another kid to come on board and hopefully be successful in life and be that kid that these little cousins and brothers and sisters can look up to and give them a little bit of inspiration there. So but we travel throughout Queensland delivering on projects. Some of the builders will target us for the QIPP or IPP stuff. I sort of think it works, unfortunately. So it's a bit of a downer, but we get targeted for those, and we have won some of those projects. But I think a bit of a deeper look into that IPP process would be great, and maybe policing that a little bit more. Moving forward, which will create more opportunities for us. So we need that long-term, slow burn work. We don't just want to be, boom, project, finish. If you understand, I've got to employ one apprentice for 4 years to get him through his time. So a lot of work, and I'm not interested in employing an apprentice for 12 months and then putting him off and bringing him back on. So that's not the culture we're trying to instill here. So we want to bring a young fella on and make sure we get them through the 4 years, and they stay with us. If they don't, I hope they get out there and make some tracks and
Yeah.
be good role models. So
Yeah.
other than that, selling our business, it's hard because we don't. It's not a real area you can have niche markets. There's some niche markets, but we all sort of do the same stuff in the electrical contracting industry. So,
but I guess you've proven a bit of your business has a good reputation by doing the projects that you have.
yeah,
You know,
that's right.
your safety standards must be really high. You know,
Definitely.
very meticulous because electricity is about lives.
Yeah.
You know, as well, and so obviously you have a really proven track record in your business to be able to deliver on those high standards within your projects.
Yeah, that's right. And a lot of some of our bigger clients love what we do. You know, they love talking a little bit about us and marketing what we do with the young Murray fellas coming through. Currently, we're trying to get a young girl on eventually, but we just don't know. They just don't seem to be as keen as the boys on being an electrician. So
Yeah.
as yet, but I think we'll get one eventually.
Yeah.
And, she'll be a good little role model for all the young girls up here that want to look at that industry. So hopefully.
Yeah. That's really good. So, you know, even though I've asked you for 3 things about takeaway, you've probably given me about 6 or 7 things that you haven't really realised about your business. And, you know, one is being really agile. You're able to do a project or a contract in any area. The other thing is that you work mostly you do a lot of work in the private sector. So your business is very diverse and you're not specific to one sector, whether it be, you know, government or corporate. You're able to work agile across all of those areas as well. The other third thing takeaway, I guess, is that you're very committed to providing opportunities for mob in apprenticeships and things like that, which is fantastic. So congratulations. It sounds really, really deadly what you're doing.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It sort of helps you. I suppose if you're passionate about what you're doing, it gives you that more inspiration, a bit more drive to get up and get in there, you know, push a bit harder to create opportunities, networking. You know, if you're in business, if you're money driven, I think it could be dangerous if you don't have some sort of passion there. Because if you're not making money, are you going to keep trading? Don't know. So I'm passionate. We're still sustainable and we're growing and we're a good business. But I think you need to have a passion too with what you're actually doing in life. Because you have, as you know, you have some tough days, tough weeks. So yeah, I'm passionate and I act. You know, you're a father figure for a few of them. You're helping them through life. You're helping them make decisions. You're helping them with structure. Women.
Yeah.
It's constant. So, but yeah, we've got a good little crew, and I've got some good tradesmen. You know, help and guide these young Murray fellas too. So, and they, you know, it helps break that little divide to say with some of my guys that have never really known or had relationships with Murray lads, and they're sort of seeing what it's like on the other side of the fence, how we grow up, what we've grown up with nothing, and some of those tough conversations. I've seen it on projects. We sort of walk in and Townsville's, you know, Townsville.
Yes.
So there's that little bit of a divide here at times.
Yes.
So I'm bringing Murray fellas onto site. It's not seen a lot. So yeah, we get a few funny looks, but you know, I see it from the outside in. So end of the project, you know, Murray fellas apprentices are talking. You know, they've become mates with the young fellas, the bricklayers and the chippies, and so that initial sort of standoffish, you know, pre-assumptions, all this sort of stuff. By the end of the project, these lads are mates. They go on the footy. So in the big picture, I suppose it is breaking that sort of stigma there.
Yeah.
To a point. That's what I sort of see from the outside looking in. So I think it's pretty deadly. And they become they sort of become mates, and I think that's where we need to head together in the future. So
no, that's deadly.
And
and it is. Because, you know, we are about business and you do obviously do a really quality job and you've got some great clientele and, you know, you're wanting to build. And so you've got to, plans about doing more things in the future, but your passion comes through equally as strong, and about bridging that divide, which is really deadly for you. And it's a tribute to you and the way you do your business, and also the way you treat people as well. So, be really proud, as a First Nations business. At the end of the day, you are a business who just happens to be Indigenous. So, that's exactly right. So today, like I said before, we are talking with Michael Prien from Townsville CBD Electrical. Thank you so much, Michael, for coming on our Keriba Building and Construction Indigenous Business Spotlight. It was a really interesting and deadly yarn to hear what you're doing, to hear where you're reaching to, but also where you're reaching into the community. And it's, it gives us encouragement, and to the people listening too, it gives them encouragement that our businesses are doing so well, but also have a care for what we want for our mob. So that's deadly. Is there any last words you'd like to say before we finish off?
Yeah, if there's any work opportunities or you need projects quoted, anything you can't get sparkies up through the remote areas of Queensland where, we're around, we float up there and do some installs for a client with some modular buildings. So, yeah, we've got that, like I said, that capacity to sort of supply and deliver in remote areas, I suppose, to say, with our deadly little crew. So if you want to see some of the stuff we're doing, if you look up Mick Prien on LinkedIn, there's a few stories on our apprentices. I do a bit of a profile on each one of them. They get shamed, but sort of 5 questions: who's your mob, where you're from, all that sort of stuff. What advice could you give to kids that are in school and struggling? A few questions like that. Who do you want to meet? So they all go mad for Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart and all these fellas in America. So
yeah,
there's a few stories there if you want to look us up or add us as a friend. Other than that, I probably should have said we've been in business for 9 years now. We're obviously on Supply Nation, and it's a cool Black Business Finder. We're 100% owned and operated Indigenous business. So, yeah.
Deadly. That's fantastic. That's the best sales pitch I've heard. So good on you. You think you don't, find it hard to do sales. That was fantastic. So if you're out there and you're listening to our Indigenous Spotlight and you're after a deadly Indigenous business in the electrical field, call on Townsville CBD Electrical. Like Michael said, they're doing some deadly work all over the region as well. So you can look them up on townsvillecbdelectrical.com.au, but we'll also include Michael's contact details in our Indigenous Business Spotlight. So thank you again, Michael, for coming on today. It was really deadly to talk to you. And like I said, it's really given me encouragement about what you're doing as a business, but also your care and passion for your community and the mob. But let us finish today where we started, by acknowledging the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people as traditional custodians of this land upon which we live and work on. We pay respects to the elders, past, present, and emerging. But we also extend our respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples listening here today and watching this video. If you are an established Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander business in the building and construction industry and operating in Far North Queensland and North Queensland, contact us to be a part of the program. We would love to have you on board. If you are a buyer or a government department or an industry supplier who would like to support the program, we also encourage you to contact us. So thank you again, Michael. Deadly to hear from you. And we wish you all the luck in the world with your business, because I know you're only going to keep growing and going from strength to strength.
Yeah. Thanks, Julianne.
Thank you, and have a deadly day.
You too.